got the UFC 174 recap, and before we get into the main card, just a few little notes about the preliminaries. I'm not gonna talk about every fight because every fight wasn't actually worth talking about, but we will talk about one of the guys who got the performance of the night, which is Tai Hung banged out Raging Cajun Johnson with one shot. It was a good fight. I think it also got perform fight of the night. So Johnson did get $50,000 for getting knocked out. But that was that. We also saw a very probably one of the I'd say most attractive female. That's all I'm really looking at. Anyway, most attractive fighters in the sport. Elizabeth Phillips. She lost, but she didn't look bad doing it. She lost to Laterno. She Phillips is not very skilled or whatever, but yeah, that was that. But St. Preux, Vince St. Preux, we passed this up a little bit. He actually submitted Ryan Yemo, broke his arm in the process. Hemo went down and he started, basically screaming, "My arm is broken, my arm is broken." I couldn't tell whether or not it was a chicken wing, and which is what Vince St. Preux said it was, or whether or not it was from a leg kick. Either way, he dominated the fight for the most part. During the stand up, it was kind of interesting, but once they went to the ground, you could tell OSP had him taken care of. The next fight was Andrei Arlovsky making his return to the UFC after 6 years gone against Brendan Schaub. Now, I actually thought this was going to be a good fight. I really did. It was not. It was horrible. And like I wrote in the recap, the only thing worse than a boring fight is a boring fight with a bad decision. Brendan Schaub got robbed. I mean, there wasn't a lot of going on in the fight, but it was pretty clear that Brendan Schaub won the fight. You see the statistics that were on the screen. Even Wikipedia is putting up stuff about this. Like, are you crazy? It was nuts. Andrei Arlovsky gets the split decision. I have no idea how or why. Whatever. Next fight, Ryan Bader against Rafael Cavalcante. I picked Bader to win this fight, and I picked him to win for the same reason, which is what he did. He dominated Cavalcante on the ground. Even though Cavalcante he trains with Team Nogueira, he's not, and he is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His ground game to me was never impressive from what I saw. He always prefers to stand and bang, and I knew that Bader's wrestling was going to dominate him. I was wrong about the co-feature. I thought that Tyron Woodley's speed, explosiveness was going to overtake Rory McDonald. I was wrong about that. Rory took all the aggressiveness away from Woodley. Woodley could not close the distance. It was a weird fight though, because Woodley is known for his aggression, right? Known for jumping, through the air with the dynamic right hands, and just he's so explosive and powerful and speedy. From the beginning of the first round through the entire fight, he was backing up. He fought, I would say, no exaggeration, I think he fought 65 to 70% of this fight with his back against the cage. I have no idea why it was almost like he only tried to come forward in the beginning of the third round, and that was it. I was a baffling way to fight. I just don't get it, but it led to a clear unanimous decision loss. In the main event, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson against Ali Bagatinov, or Bagatinov, which I've heard it pronounced two different ways, but Demetrius Johnson dominated the fight. I mean, he dominated the fight in every single round, won every round on all three judges' scorecards, however you want to say it. I'll give him credit for his toughness because he took shots everywhere. He took shots head to the midsection, leg kicks, everything. Demetrius Johnson it's so electrically fast. I mean, this guy, I mean, his ability to make his opponents miss is really impressive, and he's not running. I mean, he's tagging guys, standing in the pocket a lot of times, and just literally being elusive and just out of reach. It's amazing to see. He definitely deserves to get some consideration for the pound for pound best fighter in the world. I still say it's John Bones Jones, but if someone tells you that it's Demetrius Johnson, you shouldn't look at them like they're crazy because he's just that good. He's still reigning supreme as a flyweight champion. To me, the only guy even, remotely close to him is John Dodson. I think that rematch needs to happen. He did rock Mighty Mouse in the first round of their first fight, so seeing them fight again probably makes sense. If he beats Dodson again, I don't know who you bring as or try to sell to the public as a legitimate threat for Johnson, because he is really coming to his own since he's gone to flyweight. He's the only flyweight champion there's ever been, and he's a beast. So that was it for UFC 174. Overall, I thought it was kind of boring, to be honest. I did. I mean, wasn't one of the best pay-per-views you'll see, but nonetheless, all of them are not going to be filled with, whatever. That's what makes some, when you really do have a good one, that's what makes it really stand out. So that'll do it. Y'all subscribe, follow. Peace.